91.1 The Globe, your home for Maple Leaf Athletics. My name is William Troyer. We're here at the John Ingold Athletic Complex for Goshen College men's soccer action against Bethel University in the US 20 Highway Cup. We now turn to our color commentator for tonight, Gabe Kermode. Gabe, how are you? And welcome back to the broadcast booth yourself.
I'm great, Will. I'm glad to be back.
Gabe, this Goshen College team is trying to make a run at the Crossroads League tournament. For the first time since 2017, the Maple Leafs return a really solid core to this 2020 unit, and in Coach Victor Newberg's second season, it is tournament or bust for this squad. So how do you like the way that this Maple Leaf team fares tonight, or rather this season in the bigger picture, against Crossroads League opponents?
Well, I really think this year it is really tournament or bust. 19 out of the 30 players are upperclassmen. They've been rebuilding after that 2017 season. We're going to see if all of that's going to come to fruition here. They've had not so great years in the past 2 years, so maybe now that their guys are older and more experienced, they can finally tie it all together and try and make the tournament.
Yeah, the Maple Leafs look to snap another streak tonight. That is a 5-game losing streak to the Bethel Pilots dating back to October of 2015. Gabe, what are the Maple Leafs going to have to do tonight in order to end that losing streak?
You're really going to have to limit Bethel's offense. It's not a large sample size to go off of, but Bethel's game against Trine, they completely ran the field. They had more than triple the shots that Trine did. If Goshen wants to have any chance, they need to keep the offensive pressure on the Pilots.
Yeah, with that, we now shift our attention to the Bethel University Pilots. They're coming off a 2-1 victory over Trine University. Bethel, as you just mentioned, very aggressive on offense, getting off 19 shots and 8 corner kicks. How can the Maple Leafs look to slow down that offensive attack?
I really think they need to counter Bethel's aggression with their own aggression. If they sit back and play passive, Bethel's going to overwhelm them, and it'll be a quick game. Try and put a lot of pressure on Bethel's goalkeeper. Don't sit back and let him stomp on you.
The pregame show continues next on 91.1 The Globe. When we return, I had the chance to catch up with Goshen College's men's soccer coach Victor Newberg earlier today. We'll hear from him next on 91.1 The Globe. Welcome back here on 91.1 The Globe, your home for Maple Leaf Athletics. Tonight we're live from the John Ingold Athletic Complex for Goshen College men's soccer as they host their rival Bethel University. Tonight these two teams battle for the U.S. Highway 20 Cup. We're just minutes away from kickoff, so we now shift and take a look at tonight's starting lineups. Gabe, what do you have first for Bethel University?
For Bethel, number 3, João Victor de Oliveira, Jr. from Blumio, Brazil. Number 4, William dos Santos, a junior from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Number 7, Salifaji Mugala, freshman from Lusaka, Zambia. Number 11, Jose Barkin, a senior from Veracruz, Mexico. Number 14, Rolson Clairvoy, a senior from Jamaica Queens, New York. Number 15, Luyando Makala, a senior from Mishawaka, Indiana. Number 16, Richard Ontiveros, a senior from South Bend, Indiana. Number 18, Isaac Nunez, a senior from Mishawaka, Indiana. Number 21, a new junior Almaji, a sophomore from Bedford, United Kingdom. And at the goalkeeper, number 31, Arnaud Fadi, a junior from Lyon, France.
And for Goshen College now, number 1, Matias de Fonseca, Tomas Fonseca's brother from a season ago. He's in goal. A junior at 6'2" from Portugal. Number 2, Luke Bayless, a senior defenseman from England. Number 5, Sven Bachstieber, senior defenseman from Germany. Number 6, Enrique Eichenberger, a junior defender from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Number 7, Lucas Bontrager, junior forward from Goshen, Indiana. Number 8, Felipe Gallo, a senior from Santos, Brazil. Number 10, Christian Getsai, a junior midfielder from England. Number 11, Stuart Ashelman, senior forward from Salem, Oregon. Number 12, Ryan Silva de Almeida, a junior defender from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Number 14, Tristan Schmucker, a junior from Ottawa, Ohio. And wrapping up the Maple Leaf starters, Jose Villatoro, a junior from Charlotte, North Carolina, a transfer from Lewisburg College. We're going to step aside and come back with Keys to the Game. That's coming up next on 91.1 The Globe and on the Go Leafs live stream. Welcome back here on 91.1 The Globe and on the Go Leafs live stream. My name is William Troyer, joined by Gabe Kermode for tonight's Goshen College men's soccer season opener amidst the coronavirus global pandemic. We now move into Gabe's Keys to the Game first for Goshen College.
So for Goshen, like I said earlier, you can't sit back and try and wait for it to come to you. You got to be aggressive right off the bat, try and counter their aggression with your aggression. And other than that, I can't really see another reason that Goshen wouldn't win this game. You just can't sit back and let them play their game against you. And then for Bethel, just like I said, played a lot like Trine, their game they played earlier, and try to just stomp on them, get them while they're hesitating, and just roll over them.
Your officials for this evening.
Tonight from the John Engel Athletic Complex, 75 and sunny. It's a warm one. Gabe and I were talking a little bit about it before. Looks like it might be the last warm day of the year. So enjoy it while it lasts. I'm sweating up here. 45 minutes on the clock. Maple Leafs wearing their home white uniforms. Bethel in their road black with blue stripes, it looks like. Maple Leafs again trying to snap a 5-year losing streak to Bethel University, 5 games. Is essentially what that translates to. Maple Leafs will be going left to right to begin this one. Pilots countering that, going right to left. In the stands, I guess, try and give this as good of a picture as I can paint. There are probably about 40 people here. Anyways, back into the action. Pilots win or start with the ball, and now they're near side with Oliveira. Ashelman defending near side right around midfield. Ball goes to the Maple Leafs. Looked like it was maybe a little foul there. It is. It will be a free kick for the Maple Leafs. Taking it will be Felipe Gallo, just about 8 yards in from midfield. Kicks it to the top of the 18, headed into the 18 to Bayless. Bayless give chase, and Oliveira for the Pilots there to get it near side in their own territory. Near side, Alamanji. He's still with it now across midfield into Maple Leaf territory. Near side still. Inside, Santiago, stolen away by the Maple Leafs. Here's Gallo near side to Stuart Ashelman at midfield. His first touch of tonight's contest. Triple team, still with it. And fouled. Free kick sent up to the top of the Pilots' 18. Corralled by Fadi in goal for the Pilots, his first touch of tonight's game. Near side, it's with Ontiveros to Oliveira. Top of the 18 are the Pilots, working things around in their own territory. Middle of the field, Nunez. Swings it far side to Santos. Far side Pilots just kind of working things around as we approach the 2-minute mark in the first half, through the first half rather. Now they're at midfield looking to advance up. Bodstieber there to clear it up. Far side, Maple Leafs with it. It's Villatoro pushing up the far side of the field. He's to the top of the 18, crosses it in, headed away. Momentarily cleared. Villatoros back with it, chips it in. Chested by Ashelman in the 18-yard box. And I think they called a handball, maybe shoulder was involved by Bontrager. So Pilots retain. Far side of the field are the Pilots working in their own territory once again. Santos back to Fadi. Near side, it's Ontiveros. Approaching midfield, near side, turns it over. Ashelman with it, gets on it, and he's free. Top of the 18, Ashelman inside. He's going to shoot off of Fadi's knees. And the first save of the game for Fadi. Pilots trying to counter it quickly, and they turn it over right at midfield.
42 minutes remaining, no score here in the first half.
Bayless goes to Almeida. Up ahead to Ontiveros for the Pilots, and back to Fadi in his own 18, wearing yellow tonight for the Pilots. Far side of the field is Makala. At midfield, Pilots working. Villatoro gets a foot on it, turns it over. At midfield, a foul committed by the Pilots. Maple Leafs have been nice, aggressive start to this one. You mentioned that they want to try and push the pace, and I think they're doing a nice job of that so far. Bodstieber midfield. Sends it into the 18 to Fadi. He punches it away, and here are the Pilots in their own territory. A kick up ahead, trying to lead Mugala, and Bodstieber nicely played it and knocks it out. Pilots deep in Maple Leaf territory for their first time this evening. Clairvoy for the Pilots turns it over. Maple Leafs will clear. That was Eichenberger to clear it. Pilots back in their own territory right around midfield. A cross from the Pilots. Bayless chests it down. Top of the 18 and cleared by the Maple Leafs. Pilots will now resume play. Near side is Oliveira. Here's Santiago working on Ashelman and Bontrager. He's tripped up from behind, no foul. Here's Getsai. Maple Leafs trying to counter, and Getsai tried to advance, could not do so. Ashelman there to recover. He turns it over, but there to recover for the Maple Leafs is Gallo. Now all the way back in Pilot territory is Santos. Near side, Ontiveros. Nunez swings it out wide, far side for the Pilots. Now to Santos. 5.5 minutes have passed in this first half of Goshen College men's soccer action from the John Ingalls Athletic Complex. Near side, Ontiveros for the Pilots. Up ahead to Olvera. All the way up ahead now, near the 18, and cleared once again by Almeida for the Maple Leafs.
39 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Still no score here in the first half.
Pilots enter the ball back in. Oliveira kicks it out, and it'll be a corner kick, first one of the game for either side.
Pilot corner kick.
Near side corner for the Pilots, looking like it'll be Barkeen to attempt the corner. They had 8 against Trine, already their first against the Maple Leafs. Pilots not really loading the box. Barkeen sends it up and in. Over everybody. Bayless there to recover. Maple Leafs going to try and look to counter off of this corner. Bayless up ahead to Bontrager, their leading scorer from a season ago with 12 goals as just a sophomore. Bayless now turns it over to Nunez and the Pilots right at midfield, far side. They look to advance over Bodstieber's head. Pilots with it, top of the 18. 18-yard box top was cleared away by Bodstieber, now re-entered into the 18 by the Pilots. And here is Alamanji. 18-yard box near side. Going towards the baseline, Gallo clears it up to Bontrager at midfield, gets a head on it, chested by Oliveira, and the Pilots have it at midfield. Oliveira goes back to Ontiveros and all the way back to Fadi now, top of his own 18. Fadi sends it all the way over to Fonseca. Really, here's first touch of tonight's game, and now here's Alameda for the Maple Leafs. To midfield to Ashelman. He'll spin. Is tripped from behind, and a foul.
"37 minutes remaining here in the first half. There's still no score."
Oliveira getting talked to early on by the ref. Gallo free kick just inside of Bethel territory. Sends it into the top of the 18. Villatoro gets a head on it. Bontrager chases in the 18. Fadi goes way out of the box and now sent back in by the Maple Leafs. Bethel looks to clear, and it looks like they will earn their first corner kick of tonight's game.
Maple Leafs corner kick.
Defensively, that was not handled very well by the Pilots. Looked like they had a chance to clear and avoid a corner kick, and then they just weren't able to do so. Far side corner kick will be attempted by Gallo. Maple Leafs with 8 in the box. Gallo from the far side corner. Puts it up in the air. High, it looks good. And will be another corner kick on the
From the near side, corner
Maple
kick.
Leafs will earn
DC.
another corner kick. Already their second of the first half. We're just a little bit under 10 minutes in. This time Eichenberger will take the corner kick from the near side. His attempt up and high, a little bit too far. Pilots try and clear, still have not cleared, and will be another corner kick for the Maple Leafs. Pilots struggling to clear one of these corner kicks and just continue to give the Maple Leafs corners. Their now third corner kick in less than 1 minute. Eichenberger will try again, same spot. It's up with his left foot, punched out by Foddy. Bontrager chases and is the first one to it. Ashelman now with it. Middle, sends it back in. Bayless, who was offsides.
Offside, Maple Leafs.
A good, aggressive little stretch by the Maple Leafs. Couldn't capitalize off of it. Will lead to a goal kick from Foddy. Near side, Ontiveros. Swings it to Santos, far side. Pilots working in their own territory. Santos. Back to Foddy, top of the 18-yard box. Near side now. It's Ontiveros. He'll send it up and way out. Maple Leafs regain possession. It'll be Bayless on a throw-in near side in front of his own bench. Throws it to midfield, gets it back off of his attempted first throw. Getsai gets to it. Bayless back now with it, and here are the Pilots. Getsai will pick up a foul.
33 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in the first half. Still no score.
Pilots, free kick in Maple Leaf territory. It'll be Ontiveros. 10 yards in Maple Leaf territory. Right foot up into the box. Right to the chest of Matias de Fonseca, his first save of tonight's contest. Maple Leafs tried to quickly outlet it to Bontrager. Rolls out. Pilots regain possession in their own territory. It'll be Clairvoy. Swings to Ontiveros. Near side. Gives to Oliveira. He's in front of his own dugout. Swings it back to Santos. And a turnover. Bontrager gives chase. A nice defensive work there by Ontiveros to eliminate the potential threat of Bontrager. Back to Foddy. Now Santos, top of his own 18-yard box, far side. Pilots not pushing the pace a whole lot like we saw against them in their trying game their last time out, and a turnover here by the Pilots. Right at midfield, far side, Eichenberger will throw in once he gets to the ball, and now does so. Eichenberg will throw in to Getsai. Getsai gets a foot on it, pushed from behind by Santos, and he loses it. Pilots look to counter. Bodstieber shuts that one down, gives to Oliveira, top of his own 18 for the Pilots. Pilots defense working in their own territory, deep in their own territory. Now they clear, looking up ahead for Barkeen. Bodstieber heads it away, but right to a Pilot player, and that'll be a foul on Eichenberger. Might draw a card. He will draw a yellow card.
And he's up. It's almost like he was never hurt at all.
Enrique Eichenberger.
31 minutes and 12 seconds here. Still no score in the first half.
Looked like a high kick to the thigh. Will usually draw the card, but as we've seen in the NBA, a little bit of an acting job never hurts to sway the refs.
A miraculous recovery right there. It's almost as if an angel came down and touched his leg. Healed him.
Mugala will have the free kick for the Pilots. About midway through the Maple Leafs territory, actually, he'll bring over Ontiveros to take this one. He's on the far side. Call it 25 yards in Maple Leaf territory. He'll stand over it. Pilots load the top of the Maple Leafs 18-yard box. The kick is up into the box, headed away by Getsai to a Pilot defender all the way back at midfield now. Pilots working. They send it over to Alamanji. He's at the 18-yard box on the near side. Goes back to Nunez. Pilots working now at the top of the Maple Leafs box. Alamanji crosses it in. Bodstieber gets a chest on it. Top of the 18. It's loose. Maple Leafs try and clear, and will be a goal kick.
Maple Leaf goal kick.
30 minutes, 40 seconds remaining here in the first half. Still no score.
Fonseca trotting out and places it at the 6-yard box. As he gets set to send it to near midfield. Fonseca boots it right to midfield. Ball still not possessed, and now looks like won by the Pilots, all the way back to Fadi in goal, top of his 6. Now swings it to Santos, far side of the field for the Pilots. Clairvoy crosses. Almeida for the Maple Leafs gets a head on it. He could not possess. Now Pilots have it and are in the 18-yard box. The shot is off the bar and into the back of the net. Looked like a little bit of a miscue there from the Maple Leafs. Almeida was able to get a head on it but couldn't possess, and that led to Bayless, a one-on-one situation. He could not win that possession, and then a shot off the bar for the Pilots, and then going in on the right side of the net.
(1-0) now. Pilots up. 29:44 remaining in the first half.
I would like to say that goal was on Barkeen. Maple Leafs now trail 1-0. And the Pilots have it once again in Maple Leaf territory. Schmucker working. And a late whistle as the Pilots were about to advance to the top of the 18 once again, but the whistle nonetheless called by the official. Maple Leafs trying to snap a 5-game losing streak dating all the way back to October of 2015 against the Bethel Pilots. Barkeen will have the free kick in Maple Leaf territory. Sends it into the box. High, right to Fonseca. He catches and now sends it up to Ashelman right at midfield. Ashelman could not possess, but Gaio there to advance to Bontrager. Bontrager offsides.
GC offside.
Second offsides call on the Maple Leafs in this first half. Santos, top of his 18, working for the Pilots on the far side of the field. Swings it even out, more out wide to Clairvoy. Santos. Ontiveros. Pilots taking their time in their own territory. Ontiveros advances to Santiago, stolen by Bayless. Bayless could not possess and turns it over in their own territory. Bodstieber chests it to Schmucker, back to Bodstieber now. He will have a chance to clear. And does. Gets it up ahead to Villatoro. Villatoro running loose. Gives it up ahead to Bontrager. Let him a little too much as Santos for the Pilots will get to it first. Villatoro there, top of the 16. He got tripped and fouled. 18-yard box, rather. But a foul nonetheless.
27 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in the first half. The Pilots had the lead 1-0.
Maple Leafs with another opportunity to score. They've had 3 corner kicks in this first half, have not converted any of those, but now look to do so here. Gaio and Eichenberger stand over the ball. On the far side, maybe 10 yards outside of the 18, Maple Leafs with 6 in the box. Eichenberger and Gaio. It'll be Eichenberger, kicks it in with the left foot. Loose. Bayless almost had a look at a shot, did not take it, and now turned over as Santiago and the Pilots clear. Getsai at midfield giving chase. Chested and a nice pass to Makala, stolen by Getsai. Nice defensive work from him. Villatoros, far side, could not corral, and now Pilots have it at midfield on the far side of the field. Villatoro wins it and will get possession to the Maple Leafs. Bontrager to Eichenberger. Now Gaio in Pilot territory. Back to Almeida. And a foul. Ref will stop it. Looking towards the medical tent, signaling people to come out. They will not, but a yellow card is handed out to Ryan Silva de Almeida.
Yellow card issued to Ryan Silva de Almeida.
Second Maple Leaf yellow card in this first half.
Nice little acting job there by Santiago to get the card. Really sold it.
Pilots will have a free kick just inside of Maple Leaf territory. Ontivero sends it into the 18-yard box, punched out nicely by Fonseca. Pilots still have it, though. It is Mugala, far side. Getsai picks up a foul. And the ref will stop. No card will be given as a group of 6 or 7 from both sides stands over the injured player, who looks to be Oliveira.
.25 minutes, 31 seconds remaining here in the first half. Pilots lead 1-0.
With it on the far side for the Pilot free kick is Ontiveros. He'll send it into the box. Gets a head on it. Nicely was William Dos Santos for the Pilots, but a nice save by Fonseca. Fonseca gets a nice boot on it to Villatoro for the Maple Leafs, who gets a boot on it to try and possess, is unable to do so. Back to Bodstieber in Maple Leaf territory. And Bodstieber just kicked it a little bit too far. Pilots will regain possession right at midfield. Far side of the field. Pilots put it back into play. And will go back out of bounds as Mugala was swarmed by 3 Maple Leafs and won the possession back. Pilots slowly advancing up the sideline now as they enter play again. Right to Eichenberg, a turnover to Getsai. Bontrager at midfield. gets it up to Ashelman. Ashelman one-on-one with Oliveira and clears it, but Maple Leafs will win possession back in Pilot territory. That's where you want Ashelman open one-on-one situations. He could not capitalize because of the good defense. Entered back into play by Bayless off of Bontrager's leg. Now here's Stuart Ashelman or rather Bayless will enter it. Near side, even with the 18. Gets it into Getzai in the 18, gives to Bontrager. Crosses. Headed out by Santos. Eichenberg fighting now Gaio, top of the 18 for the Maple Leafs. They clear, or the Pilots rather, clear to Bodstieber. All the way to Fonseca, who is 20 yards outside of the box, and he will clear and stop play momentarily.
23-21 remaining. Still 1-0 in favor of the Pilots.
Entering on the far side of the field are the Pilots. They will kick it off of Gaio's leg and win possession once again. Far side of the field. Pilots now inbound to Mugala. He will once again kick it off of a Maple Leaf defender and win it. Far side now, they're about even with the 18, so they've advanced from midfield now to their 18-yard box, just simply off of on out-of-bounds plays. Pilots with it in Maple Leaf territory. Left side, or rather near side, is Alamanji. He's working on a group of Maple Leafs, chips it in to Fonseca, who gets a foot on it. Or rather, catches it, and now sends it up ahead to Bontrager and Ashelman. What a pass. Ashelman, top of the 18. They both got it. A shot. And will go out for a corner kick. Maple Leafs really had a shot there, and Ashelman and Bontrager looked like it was a 2-on-1 on goalie, and they both tried to kick it, and that resulted in a corner kick.
Yeah, miscue there by the Maple Leafs. Let's see if it's going to cost them.
A really nice kick from Fonseca leading to that quick run out from the Maple Leafs, their fourth corner of the game, rather of the first half. Far side. Getting set to enter play will be Eichenberg. He goes to Gaio. Gaio into the box. Knocked away by the Pilots. Shot by Ashelman right at the hands of Fadi. And he corrals. A high boot to midfield. Schmucker under it and gets a head on it. Far side to Makala. Pilots advance to Maple Leaf territory. At midfield are the Pilots. Nice defensive work from Getzai to Schmucker. Eichenberg sends it up to Bontrager. Far side of the field. Bontrager wrapped up at the waist. No foul. And now a late whistle by the ref. He stops play.
Almost seems like he was waiting for the crowd's approval on that call.
And gives a yellow card to William Dos Santos of the Pilots.
Dos Santos being issued a yellow card from the Pilots. In for the Maple Leafs, number 4, Yanni.
Substitution for the Maple Leafs.
Coming in for the Maple Leafs, number 4, Janik Shosky.
Replacing Silva de Almeida.
So Ashelman now with a free kick. Same spot as they've had before. Maple Leafs with 6 in the box. Kick is up, off of the head, off the post, and in. What a kick put into the box from Henrique Eichenberger. Looked like he hit the far or the near side post and it just rolled in.
I know, lucky roll right there. Maple Leafs are definitely going to take it. They tied up 1-1, 20-26 remaining here in the first half.
So it was off of a free kick following a yellow card, and Eichenberger just tucked it in the right post and got the favorable roll. Maple Leafs tie this 1-1 with the Pilots. At midfield, Bontrager to Ashelman. Ashelman surrounded, still with it, goes top of the 18. Ashelman by himself. Villatoro takes the shot about 15 feet high, but good pressure from the Maple Leafs after the goal. Looks like they've got some life now offensively.
Yeah, this is the momentum change the Maple Leafs needed to really get that ball rolling their direction, get on top of the Pilots.
Near side is Ontiveros for the Pilots in their own territory. Far side Santos up ahead to Makala. Pilots working it around Fadi, top of his own 18-yard box. Ashelman, quick to recover, putting some pressure on the Pilots' lackadaisical passing. Oliveira back to Ontiveros. Near side, they swing it to the top of the 18-yard to Santos. Far side, Makala. Up across midfield now are the Pilots. It's Mugala. Back to Santos for the Pilots. He will send it right to Fonseca in the 18. Didn't initially catch it, but was able to recover and corral for the Maple Leafs.
The Goshen College goal in the 25th minute, scored by Lucas Bontrager, assisted by Eichenberger and Ashelman.
So correction on that first goal. We had it down as Eichenberger, but Bontrager was able to knock it in, and that will be his first goal of the year. Near side of the Maple Leafs, right at midfield. Here's Gallo. Taken down, and will be a foul on Nunez.
18 minutes remaining here in the first half. Scores tied 1-1.
Here is Gallo, just inside Pilot territory, near side, right around midfield. Under 18 minutes remain in this first half of the U.S. Highway 20 Cup. 1-1 is the score. Top of the 18-yard box.
You're requiring face masks, please. Thank you.
Eichenberger gets it quickly into Schmucker, far side of the field of the Maple Leafs. Schmucker into the 18. He's got 3-on-1. Villatoro just could not raise up high enough to get ahead on it. Saved by Fadi, and the Pilots are back in action, far side of the field on the defensive side. Far side. Up ahead is Mugala. They're working quickly. They're even with the 18. Far side, still with it. Crosses in. Bayless chests it. Shot. Goal.
Nice recovery there by Bethel. You know, they give one up, get it right back.
Again, though, Gabe, looks like just lackluster defensive effort by the Maple Leafs. Bayless had chested it down and wasn't looking to clear it immediately, and it went right to the foot of Santiago, and he was able to put it in. So I would say those first two goals scored by the Pilots, none fall on Fonseca.
I agree.
So Pilots now regain the lead. 2-1 is the score, and we're not even through the first half. Schmucker to Villatoro. Far side, it rolls to Clairvoy. Back to Santos, top of his 18. Ontiveros working towards the far side of the field. Makala to a Pilot in Maple Leaf territory. Bayless off his chest, gets to Getsai right at midfield for the Maple Leafs. Getsai turns it over as Alamanji there. Now Mugala far side, he's going to try and push again. Getsai knocks it away. Mugala retains for the Pilots. Clairvoy gives to Santiago. Santiago up ahead to Clairvoy. A call is made by the ref.
Pilot goal.
on the Maple Leafs. Not really
Scored
sure
by
what the
Santiago
call
in the
is.
28th minute. Assisted by Clairvoyant.
Shoshki looks like he will pick up the foul. Maybe for a high boot is the ref's whistle. Regardless, Pilots will have a free kick about 24 yards out, right center with the Maple Leaf goal. So a really good opportunity here for the Pilots in a team that's already up 2-1.
15:39 remaining here in the first half. Pilots up 2-1 on the Maple Leafs.
Barkeen stands over, as well as Oliveira for the Pilots. Maple Leafs building a 4-person wall. The shot off the head of Getsai and will be a corner kick for the Maple Leafs, but that's a win if you are the Maple Leafs defense to just get them out of that situation there. Second corner of the night from the Pilots. They were unsuccessful on their first one, coming very early in the first half, as we're under 15 minutes left in the first half. Corner kick will be attempted by Barkeen as he waits for a ball to put into play. Schmucker assists Barkeen there, and now he is ready to take the corner on the near side for the Pilots. Barkeen puts it up with a right foot, top of the box, of the 6-yard box. It rolls all the way out. I think nobody touched it, and now will be a goal kick for the Maple Leafs, as we have a substitution checking in for the Pilots.
Coming in for the Pilots, number 20, Tim Nyoding.
For BC, Tim Nading, number 20.
Noting checks into the game for the Pilots. He will replace Mugala, the freshman out of Zambia. Fonseca now will finally take his goal kick and sends it to the far side near midfield. Villatoro jumping with another Pilot. He will win it. Bontrager now giving chase. Gallo gets trying to get a boot on it, and it's won by Nunez. A pretty obvious jersey pull there from the Maple Leafs. They didn't like the call regardless. Pilots will retain possession as they enter play. Far side of the field is William Dos Santos. Noting gives to Oliveira. Near side, they're in Maple Leaf territory. Nice give and go from the Pilots. Santiago. Alamanji was offsides.
Pilot offside.
12:53 remaining here in the first half. Pilots have a 2-1 lead over the Maple Leafs.
Here is Fonseca. Near side of his own 18 will send it with the right foot across midfield to Villatoro. Seems like his favorite target off of these goal kicks. Santiago will win it for the Pilots, though, and they are advancing into Maple Leaf territory all the way back down to Fonseca. Bodstieber, far side of the field in his own territory. Eichenberger now near midfield, far side, Bodstieber. Here is Shoshki for the Maple Leafs. Here's Stuart Ashelman near side in Pilot territory in a group of Pilots, and he'll lose it but get it back. Bayless near side, the defender, working up on the offensive side, and he'll lose it out of bounds. Looked like a high boot should have been called there. The ref getting talked to by multiple Maple Leafs will not sway him. Dos Santos re-enters for the Pilots. Here's Makala, far side. Nice win by Villatoro. And here are the Maple Leafs. Here's Bontrager, the lone goal scorer for the Maple Leafs so far. He'll lose it. Noting with it for the Pilots. At midfield, Bodstieber, chip ahead to Eichenberger, far side. Now they're in Pilot territory. Eichenberg running, gets kicked from behind, no call. Here's Gallo. Swings it and cut off nicely from the Pilots. Bayless looks to cut off. He is unable to do so. Now the Pilots have numbers. 4-on-4 break. Here's Alamanji. A poor pass from Oliveira. Now the Maple Leafs look to swing it and run. Bayless to Getsai. Getsai sends it ahead to a wide open Stuart Ashelman. He's at the 18-yard box and in. He's a one-on-one. Kicks it. Bontrager. Shot. In. Nice play from Stuart Ashelman. A perfect setup for Lucas Bontrager, who's got his second goal of the night. The game is back to even at 2 apiece. Looked like the Pilots kind of just fell asleep. Asherman was wide open on the initial pass. 2-all in the U.S. Highway 20 Cup. We're not even to half. Now here are the Maple Leafs. Getsai working. Bontrager. Getsai has it still. He's trying to win it, and a foul on Getsai. Ontiveros has it for the Pilots in their own territory. Dos Santos out wide for the Pilots. Taking their time now, we'll go back to Ontiveros. Dos Santos, far side. No pressure applied by the Maple Leafs, so the Pilots will take their time. Here's Fadi, top of his own 18, now near side to Ontiveros. Ontiveros, near side. Swings it back to Dos Santos, far side. Pilots taking all the time in the world in their own territory. Now they'll advance to Alamanji. Bayless defending. Here's Oliveira. He's to the top of the 18. A defensive breakdown by the Maple Leafs. Top of the 18 is Nunez. He'll take a shot with the right foot and will go wide. But poor defense by the Maple Leafs, giving Nunez a wide open look at the goal. He was unable to convert.
9:12 remaining here on the game clock. 2-all.
Bontrager from Ashelman.
Fonseca places it at the 6-yard box of his own goal. Sends it out wide to Eichenberger. Bodstieber, far side. He'll advance himself and look for a streaking Eichenberger down the far side. He'll maintain possession. Bontrager back to Eichenberger. Looking to send it in with the left foot. Now will go back to Schmucker, who will do so. To Villatoro, who was offsides.
Offside, Maple Leafs.
Fadi will have a goal kick. Had to chase down Villatoro's shot attempt after the whistle, and now does so. To Ontiveros. Pilots with it in their own half. Dos Santos, far side for the Pilots. Fadi, top of the 18. Near side now, Ontiveros. Noting with it. Gives to Clairvoy. Far side Makala. They're in Maple Leaf territory. Working on Eichenberger. Advancing. Does so. Bodstieber. Nice clearance by the senior out of Stuttgart. Pilots with it far side at midfield. Nunez. Noting. Makala. Nice touch passes. Bodstieber will clear once again to a jumping Ashelman. Bontrager now with it. It's a 1-on-4, and he'll win it. Ooh, I thought it was off of a Pilot, but ref saw differently. So they'll regain possession in their own half.
Yeah, obvious lack of ball boys out at the field today, or ball people, as I should be the politically correct term to call them.
Far side of the field. Pilots re-enter at midfield. And a foul on Gallo.
6:40 remaining on the game clock. 2-all is the score.
Nunez enters to Ontiveros. Near side for Oliveira. Villatoro aggressively chasing, unable to do so. Bayless will intercept a lead pass for Alamanji. Bayless still with it, and he'll send it out for a throw-in for the Pilots, fairly deep in Maple Leaf territory. The throw-in will be Oliveira. Gets it to Alamanji. Bayless, nice defensive work. Oliveira. Alamanji. He'll lose it. Bayless there to intercept, and here's Villatoro. Chasing Noting, and wins it. Villatoro will allow Bayless to throw in. Villatoro, a new face in the Maple Leaf lineup, an explosive player, and a good addition for their attacking unit. Gallo wears one off the head, not expecting it, and now cleared by the Pilots all the way up ahead to Shoshki. He heads it to Fonseca in his own 18 and swings it to Bodstieber quickly, looking to counter. This is where the Maple Leafs are at their best, is the counter. Ashelman, midfield, up ahead to a streaking Eichenberger down the far side, just past his outstretched leg. Noting, midfield for the Pilots. Noting, far side trying to advance. Cut off by Shoshki. And a nice defensive play by the Maple Leafs. Substitution checking in for the Pilots.
Coming in for the Pilots, number 13, McCray Smith.
Smith enters the game, awaiting to see who trots off the field for him. I guess it is far side McCullough. He will sit as Smith enters the game as a defenseman for the Pilots. Top of the 18 is Fadi for the Pilots in the all gold, as we are now under 4.5 minutes left in the first half. Fadi, top of the 18. 2-2 in the U.S. Highway 20 Cup, a game that the Maple Leafs have not won in soccer for 5 seasons dating back to October of 2015. Santiago gives chase. He wins it at the top of the 18 for the Pilots. He takes a shot, intercepted by Shoshki and Bodstieber, and cleared by Eichenberger. Ashelman gives chase far side at midfield, turned back over to Oliveira. He gives to Nunez. Nunez thought Oliveira was going to do a give and go. He was not on the same page and turned over by the Pilots. We throw in on the far side for Eichenberger.
3:32 remaining on the game clock. 2-all here at the John Ingold Athletic Complex.
A new face checking in for the Pilot, or rather for the Maple Leafs. Gabe, who is it?
Coming in for the Maple Leafs, number 18, Chase Bratcher, sophomore out of Indianapolis.
Bontrager will try and get a extended breather now with 3:15 left in the first half as Bratcher enters for him. Bontrager with the 2 goals thus far for the Maple Leafs. At midfield, Schmucker tripped, no call, and now a late whistle. Maple Leaf bench imploring the ref for a card. They will not get it. Schmucker will be the recipient, or rather draws the foul. Bodstieber will take the free kick and kicks it to Gallo. Gallo now will send it with the right foot near side to Villatoro, intercepted by Smith, recently checked in. Bayless there to head it. And a nice defensive play by Getzai to prevent the quick counter by the Pilots, and now they turn it over. Villatoros up ahead to Bratcher. Bratcher was not expecting it, or rather trying to get on sides. A nice slide by Gallo to keep it in. Now here's Bratcher. Bratcher near side gives to Villatoro. Villatoro, top of the 18, chased down from behind, still has it, goes in, cuts, zigzags, foul is called on the Pilots. That is really close to the 18-yard box. I don't think they're going to give him the goal kick, but it looked really close. They will not.
1:40 remain in the first half. Score is tied 2-all.
Is that a yellow card given? I believe it is. I think that's what the ref was signaling there. As we're now under a minute and 30, the ref was not signaling. That is his yellow whistle maybe flashing. Regardless, Maple Leafs will have a free kick just on the edge of the 18-yard box. Near side will be Ashelman standing over it, already with 1 assist tonight. Ashelman right foot puts it in. Shot. Bayless off the back of the leg. Shot again. Shot off is blocked by Fadi Bratcher. Far side has it and clears all the way back to Schmucker. Looked like a handball. They did not call it. Fonseca way out of goal. He's hammered. And a foul. A series of mayhem is, quite honestly, Schmucker had a handball. He just hit the ball out of the air on the Bethel initial inbound, and then Fonseca was 35 yards out. He got hammered, undercut, no foul there, and now somehow, after all of that, the Pilots have earned a free kick about 15 yards out from the 18-yard box as we're now winding down below 30 seconds in the first half. This will probably be the last scoring attempt for either side in this half. Now the ref coming over to talk to Victor Newberg, who was not happy about his goalie getting undercut in the open field. .36 seconds remain on the clock. Ref has stopped the clock. Maple Leafs just trying to now clear this and go into half even at 2 apiece. A very high-scoring game to start the 2020 Maple Leaf soccer season. Smith will stand over for the Pilots. A 2-man wall set up by the Maple Leafs. It's Bratcher and Shoshki. The left foot by Smith, right into the box, Fonseca, and a goal. Fonseca, it kind of took a weird spin off the turf. He couldn't catch it, had to shoulder it out, and went right to Noting, the recently checked-in Pilot, for his first goal of the season. So the Pilots will now exit the first half with a 3-2 lead with just 30 seconds left. Noting will score this one in the 44th minute. That's a tough one, Gabe, because the Maple Leafs were tied at 2, getting set for halftime, and then that one happens. Gallo gives to to Eichenberg, far side, looking to try and have one attack here. Cleared by the Pilots to Noting. Noting sends it up. Bayless cuts it off. Gallo and Smith give chase. Smith, the recipient for the Pilots. Shoshki tries to defend. And now a runner for the Pilots. A nice save from Fonseca, who had to slide in there because it was a one-on-one situation. That will take us to half because it would have been a goal if not for Fonseca's great athletic play there. We step aside as the half comes to an end. 3-2 the score. Pilots leading the Maple Leafs. Will come back with first half analysis on 91.1 The Globe and on the Go Leafs live stream. Welcome back here on 91.1 The Globe and on the Go Leafs live stream. My name is William Troyer, joined by Gabe Kermode, the first Goshen College sporting event back on air since 208 days ago. It was 208 days since we have been in the broadcast booth, but it is nice to be back in a very exciting first half of action between Goshen College and the Bethel University Pilots. 3-2 the score. Gabe, kind of walk us through how we got here. How did the Pilots score these 3 goals, and then how did the Maple Leafs counter nicely with these 2 goals?
Yeah, so both teams have been very aggressive on both sides, and it seems as if every goal was a result of a defensive miscue, except for maybe Bontrager's second goal, which was a nice assist set up by Ashelman. But for the most part, just bad defense on both sides because they're both pressuring each other's goalkeepers so hard. Maybe Bethel's last goal could have gone a different way if the Newberg's got his way with the missed call on the goalkeeper.
So the Maple Leafs, yeah, we talked about kind of the 3 goals really not on Fonseca. Now that last one you could argue was the first 2 were just defensive lapses. Bayless had a defensive error, and then Almeida just misplayed a header, which rolled right to a Pilot defender, and that allowed the Pilots to score. But that last goal really hurts because Maple Leafs were tied at 2 after being down this whole game, or rather the whole first half, and then the Pilots scored with 36 seconds left in that first half, and a real backbreaker from the Maple Leafs. But they've done a nice job responding. We saw them down 1-0. They recovered 2-1. They recovered, and now 3-2. They're going to have to recover in the second half. But it really starts on the defensive side. They got to tighten things up over there because their offense is looking nice, but it appears they're not going to be able to stop the Pilots with the way they're playing defense right now. So that's going to have to be the emphasis from Victor Newberg as they come out in the second half.
I agree.
When we come back, or rather, we're going to send it back to the studio. Zach Begley gives us his halftime scoreboard report, and we'll be back from the John Eagle Athletic Complex after just a couple minutes on 91.1 The Globe. Welcome back here on 91.1 The Globe and on the Go Leafs live stream. My name is William Troyer, joined by Gabe Kermode. The Maple Leafs trailing the Bethel University Pilots 3-2 as we're just about 5 minutes away from a second half start. Gabe, let's throw it to you for some stats here from that first half.
So starting for the Pilots, they have 8 shots, 5 of those on goal, 2 assists, 10 fouls, 1 yellow card, and 5 saves for their goalkeeper. Turning it over to the Maple Leafs, they have 8 shots, 7 of those on goal, 3 assists, 8 fouls, 3 yellow cards, 3 goals allowed, and 2 saves for their goalkeeper, for Fonseca.
So the score of 3-2, Maple Leafs have been fighting back. They were down again 1-0, 2-1, and now 3-2. So they will have to work to get back into this one. I think it starts again on the defensive end. A couple miscues leading to those goals. You could say the last one the Pilots earned, but I really do think those first 2 goals, the Maple Leafs gifted the Pilots those. But on the offensive side, I think the Maple Leafs are at their best when they're running in transition. Fonseca had a couple really nice boots up ahead to Ashelman and Bontrager and Villatoro, and they've been able to try and run and work their way down into the 18 and force Fadi, the Pilot goalie, to work. So I think that's what the Maple Leafs have to try and do in this second half, is start on the defensive end, but then counter and really, really work the Pilots' back line of defense with those fresh legs, Bontrager, Ashelman, and Villatoro. We're going to step aside one more time, and when we return, we're back into the action live from the John Engel Athletic Complex on 91.1 The Globe and on the Go Leafs live stream. Welcome back here at the John Engel Athletic Complex. Goshen College men's soccer, they trail the Pilots 3-2 in the U.S. Highway 20 Cup as we resume second half action. Schmucker at midfield, near side working, and knocked away nicely by Mugala for the Pilots. Mugala, near side, nice back touch pass to Oliveira. Mugala all the way back now to a new face, Ellis Jones of the Pilot defense. Smith, Jones, far side, all the way back to Fadi in goal. In the 6-yard box, Bontrager aggressively chases. Nicely dumped off to Dos Santos near side. Dos Santos sends it with a right foot near side, looking up ahead for Mugala. Knocked away momentarily by Bodstieber, recovered by the Pilots, and sent to the top of the 18. Bayless, nice header. Villatoro gives chase and wins it. The speedy Villatoro advances up ahead, trying to find a Maple Leaf teammate, unable to do so. A couple new faces checking in. Looks like Adika Ezra for the Maple Leafs, so he's now in on the far side, currently with it. Gives top of the 18-yard box to Ashleman, I believe. And now lost. Schmucker chasing, winning. Schmucker in the open field, top of the 18. Ahead to Ashleman, just a little too far. He recovers, and now it's rolling. Bontrager will be the first one to get there. Far side, sends it in with the right foot. Schmucker, top of the 18, can't get it, or win it rather, and here is Shoshki. Getsai, Bodstieber can't chase it down. Here's Mugala near side, working on Bodstieber. Bodstieber gives chase. Shoshki comes over and assists. Here is Eichenberger near side in front of the Pilot bench. It's loose. Noting. Near side still. Mugala. Ontiveros in Maple Leaf territory near side. Here's Noting. Tries to win around Getsai. A handball is called after the reaction of the Pilots.
Yeah, it seems like he's been doing that all night. He's kind of waiting for confirmation from the benches to make his calls. 42-30 remaining. Pilots have a 3-2 lead here in the second half.
So Pilots in familiar position. In their own, or rather in Maple Leaf territory, just about the midway point. They enter play quickly. Ontiveros can't get it. A poor pass from Smith. And we'll stay with the Pilots, near side. Even with the 18, maybe just 10 yards further back. Here is Ontiveros. Enters via throw-in. Smith sends it in. A flying header from Shoshki will lead to a Pilot corner kick. Their first of the half, third of the night. Nice defensive effort from Shoshki. Another new face to this Maple Leaf team. You can see away from the corner, Ashleman at midfield looking to counter this quickly. So watch for the Maple Leafs. If they're able to break this, they will clear and try and get to Ashleman. Here's the corner. Left foot Smith overshoots it. Overshoots everyone. But Pilots there to get possession. It's Dos Santos. Far side, Nunez. Getsai clears to Bontrager, just too far. Noting for the Pilots there to recover it. All the way back to Fadi, top of their 18. Far side, Pilots working it around. Here is Clairvoy. Clairvoy, a chip pass ahead, a header trying to advance. Eichenberger will beat Mugala to the ball and will clear it. Pilots will throw in. Again, near side, right around even with that 18-yard box. Really nice attack from the Pilots through this first 4.5 minutes of the second half, something they really weren't doing much in the start of the first half. Entering will be Oliveira. Noting, chests it to himself, and will be knocked away by Schmucker. Noting, chests it to himself once again. Schmucker trying to win it. Noting, regains possession, headed by Bodstieber, top of the 18. It's loose. Alamanji headed away by Villatoro. He's been everywhere tonight. Villatoro aggressive with the win and wins it cleanly. Villatoro turns it over, trying to find Bontrager up ahead. Here are the Pilots. Far side, right around midfield. Advancing it. Far side is Alamanji. Crosses in. And will go out for a Pilot corner.
Pilot corner kick.
39-30 remaining here in the second half. Pilots have a 3-2 lead on the Maple Leafs.
So Pilots with their second corner kick of the night, or rather of the half, fourth of the game. Far side. Can't get a read on it, but it's put up in the air. Top of the 6-yard box. And to the goalie. Fonseca, nice save. He'll advance it looking for Stuart Ashman. Headed away and cleared by Clairvoy. Near side, Mugala. Ontiveros tried to advance. Nice clear by Eichenberg momentarily. Oliveira in, or throws it in to the Pilots. Getsai wins it. And here is Ashelman. Near side, he's across midfield. Near side, Ashelman crosses. A nice ball up ahead to to Villatoro. He shoots. It's just wide of the right post. And will be a goal kick for Fadi.
Yeah, missed opportunity there by the Maple Leafs. 38-15 remaining here. Pilots have a 3-2 lead over the Maple Leafs.
A really nice pass set up by Ashelman, which would have been his second assist of the night, and Villatoro just couldn't put it home on the far post. Pilots with it. It's Smith, far side of the field. He'll go back to teammate Jones. Near side, Dos Santos. Oliveira. Ashelman, aggressive defense. He's going to win this one. I spoke too soon, but Bodstieber will win it. Far side. Bodstieber and Noting, aggressive tackles for the ball. Noting wins. Throwing in near side will be Ontiveros. Noting, Ontiveros. Noting. Gives to Mugala. Here's Ontiveros, even with the 18 on the near side. Noting. Bodstieber will clear off the face of Ashelman. He couldn't get it, but here is Ezra up ahead to Bontrager. Eichenberger could not corral, and that's shut down the Maple Leaf counterattack. Top of the 6 is Fadi. He'll give it up ahead to Jones of the Pilots. Far side is Smith. He'll send a left-footed pass up ahead, cut off by Bayless. Getsai. Gives to Bodstieber. Maple Leafs looking to counter. Bodstieber up ahead to Ashelman. Ashelman spins to his right at midfield. Getsai. Up ahead to Villatoro. Far side. He's working into the territory. Up ahead to Bayless. Bayless crosses in. Bontrager gets a foot on it. Knocked away by Fadi. And here's Alamanji. Far side will roll out. Maple Leafs will keep possession in their own territory. Substitution for the Maple Leafs.
Coming in for the Maple Leafs, Ryan Silva de Almeida. Coming in for number 4, Janik Shosky.
Shosky played a really nice stretch of minutes there. He was active on the defensive end. And also Getsai will sit as Gaio checks in. Far side, Bayless will throw in. Goes back to the safe option of Schmucker. He'll send it to Bontrager. Top of the 18, heads it. Ball is loose, cleared nicely by Jones in the back line of the Pilot defense. Almeida giving chase, but Almanji will have it. Far side midfield. No team can quite possess. Ball is loose. And will go back to the Maple Leafs in Pilot territory.
35-40 remaining on the clock. Pilots have a 3-2 lead over the Maple Leafs.
So ball did not go out. It is a free kick for the Maple Leafs as they are using another substitution here. Free kick will happen before the sub. Gaio attempting. With a right foot. Puts it to the top of the 18. Almeida gets a head on it, chested down by Villatoro. Villatoro working in a group of Pilots, could not win it. And now Alamanji working down the far side for the Pilots. And now he's into Maple Leaf territory. Trying to advance and does so. Up ahead to Barkeen.
Offside.
And an offsides. I think that's the first Pilot offsides we've seen tonight, so they've been fairly disciplined in that category. Schmucker enters. Gaio swings it to Bodstieber. Bodstieber up ahead to Ashelman. A beautiful pass to Ashelman, who chests it to himself. Should be a corner kick for the Maple Leafs, and is.
Maple Leaf corner kick.
That will be their first of the half, fifth of the game.
Prior to that,
Again, there's the Maple Leafs trying to counter, and it leads to success a lot of times in this game, especially against this Pilot team. Corner kick from Gaio. Deep in the corner, near side. Maple Leafs not as aggressive, loading it up this time. They'll give to Eichenberger, wide open at the left side of the 18. He chips it in, punched away, shot is in, and good! Luke Bayless scores the goal for the Maple Leafs, and we're back at 3-3. Again, the Maple Leafs down a goal, and they come back and even the score.
Yeah, great resilience here by the Maple Leafs. Every time they go down, they seem to have an answer for it.
Bayless, the taller defender, up ahead for the corner kick and paying off as he punches it in the back of the net. We're all square at 3-3 as Chase Bratcher enters the game for the Maple Leafs. I believe Villatoro will sit.
for the Maple Leafs, Villatoro.
Far side of the field, Smith. The left foot dominant player goes back to Jones. He's working with nobody around him. Here's Dos Santos. Maple Leafs trying to snap a 5-game losing streak to the Pilots in the U.S. Highway 20 Cup. Schmucker wins one off of Barkeen, but turns it back over. Sliding tackle. Noding has it in the circle near midfield. Near side is Oliveira. He's even with the 18 chip shot up and way over the goal. Will be a goal kick for the Maple Leafs.
33-13 remaining in the second half. Score is tied at 3-3.
It'll be interesting here, Gabe, to see if the Maple Leafs are able to take their first lead because they've been down every time, and every time they score, the Pilots respond. So let's see if the Maple Leafs are able to do that. Goal kick was short and near the Pilot bench. Mugala got a head on it, but was not able to possess, so Maple Leafs will regain possession. It'll be Eichenberger near side throw-in to Bontrager. He's got 2 goals tonight. Ashelman, nice touch pass to Bontrager. Bontrager up ahead to Ashelman and knocked away by Oliveira, but the Maple Leafs advancing possession up the near side of the field. Eichenberg gets to Stuart Ashelman. Bontrager fighting against Noding. Noding wins the possession, but his teammate Oliveira gives right back to the Maple Leafs. Eichenberger near side, he'll throw in to Ashelman. Gives now to Gaio. Gaio to Lucas Bontrager. Into the 18 is Ashelman and a miscue as the Maple Leafs ran into each other. Here's a counter from the Pilots. Way out of the goal is Fonseca. He gives chase. And a nice decision as he wins this one. Here is Bayless. Aggressive goalkeeping from Fonseca once again. Almeida, Bodstieber. Bodstieber pushed down as he kicks it and gets ahead to Ashelman. Ashelman with the wheels. But a nice clear back to Fadi in goal for the Pilots. Fadi to Oliveira near side. Pilots will slow once again. Here's Noding. Gaio thought about trying to attack from behind. Pulled back at the last second. Fadi, he's out of his own 18-yard box. Far side Jones. Up ahead to Smith. A fight near midfield. Ezra wins it. Ezra still pushing far side for the Maple Leafs. He's tripped. As ball is back to the Pilots.
.46 on the game clock. Scores tied 3-3.
Schmucker wins the ball momentarily. Pilots still possess. A nice defensive interception from Bayless, who gives it right back. Now they're pushing far side. Alamanji to the top of the 18, left foot shot way over the goal rather. and will be a goal kick for the Maple Leafs. Bodstieber gives back to Fonseca, who will now officially take the goal kick in his green goalkeeping uniform. Ball placed at the 6-yard box, right hand in the air, right foot to the ball. A high kick to Noting for the Pilots. He first touch and wins possession. Mugala quickly up the right side, near side rather. Bodstieber gets a foot on it. Gallo now with it. Tries to get around Mugala. He'll go back to Eichenberger, who placed it too far in front of himself and will go out for a throw-in. No foul. Top of the 18, Noting, all the way in and in for the goal.
Nice counter right there by the Pilots. It's just that back and forth that we've seen all night.
So Noting off the bench has got 2 goals tonight, one in the 44th minute and one again here. Gabe, a defensive error again from the Maple Leafs. Almeida was in front of him and then thought he was going to pass it, so he left, and Noting walked right into the 18-yard box and had a wide open shot. Maple Leafs again falling back behind 1. That is their story for tonight. They are now down 4-3 with just under 30 minutes left in this one. 4-3 the score. Maple Leafs will have possession at midfield. It's Lucas Bontrager set to re-enter play. During the goal celebration for the Pilots, Stuart Ashelman went to the bench. Bringing back was Villatoro. Gallo quickly up ahead to fresh legs of Villatoro. He gets it, can't possess it. Noting now, Lucas Bontrager there to cut him off. Here's Sven Bodstieber in the back half of the Maple Leaf territory. Gallo and Villatoro. Here is Villatoro trying to work for it in amongst a couple Pilot defenders. Here is Alamanji, far side for the Pilots. Quick player goes to the side. He's into the 18. Bayless cuts it off and rolls to Fonseca. Here's the counterattack from the Maple Leafs. He will pull it back and let his teammates get back downfield. Fonseca, a right boot. Nicely placed. Here's Bratcher, a 3-on-3. Tried to cross it, was cut off by Smith. And Maple Leafs will have a throw-in about even with the 18-yard box. He throws it into Ezra. Bratcher and Ezra working, both new Maple Leafs. Ezra quickly advancing through Pilot defenders. A chip shot into the box. Bontrager cannot get it, but will roll out far and deep into that corner as subs will come into the game for each side.
Coming in for the Pilots, number 18, Isaac Nunez, and for the Maple Leafs, number 10, Christian Getzai.
Coming in for Schmucker.
Schmucker will sit. He's played a nice defensive game for the Maple Leafs. Appears Bayless will be throwing in deep in the far corner. Gets to Bratcher. Bratcher, foot on it. Bayless kicks into the 18 off of a foot of a Pilot.
Corner kick.
I believe that was Nunez, who also recently just checked in, but will be a Maple Leaf corner kick in the far side. Maple Leafs with their now 6th corner of the game. 2nd of the half. It'll be Eichenberger to take the corner. 4-3 the score in the US 20 Highway Cup. Maple Leafs in a drought have not beat the Pilots in 5 years, dating back to October of 2015. The corner is up. It looks good. It nearly went in, but a foul on Gallo, who was wrapped up with the goalie.
26-20 remaining here. Scores tied 3-3.
Fadi will put this one back into play, goes near side to William Dos Santos. Oliveira near side. Here is Nunez. Bontrager unable to take possession back. Dos Santos. They're working in their back half of their own territory, now advancing towards midfield. A right foot kick way out will be a Maple Leaf throw in on the far side. It's Bayless. He'll enter to Getsai. And Maple Leafs will give it right back to the Pilots. Smith, far side of the field. He'll try his luck with a throw-in and turns it right back to Getsai. And Getsai gives it back to Smith. Smith now advancing for the Pilots. And a nice pass. A shot off the post. And recovered by Fonseca. That almost went in, but the Pilots had nobody else there to put it back. Fonseca quickly up to Villatoro. Villatoro plays it over his head. Working one-on-one. Kicks it up ahead to Bodstieber. And a foul. Maybe an injury break. So Villatoro will sit out. Literally cannot see him because he's sitting in front of the bleachers as Maple Leafs will replace him with Stuart Ashelman.
It's funny when they're hurt, they just come off the field. 25 minutes remaining here. Pilots have a 4-3 lead over the Maple Leafs.
Maple Leafs have been down one goal at multiple times in this one. 25 minutes even left in this one, and they trail 4-3. Looks like Gaia will be taking this one. Maybe Bontrager. Bontrager gives back to Bodstieber. Bodstieber up ahead, right to Oliveira, which goes back to Bodstieber, who gets hammered with no call. Bodstieber still down. They definitely hit heads. Bodstieber still shaken up. Coach Newberg now standing over Bodstieber, pleading. How is that not a foul? 100% was a foul, not called. Bodstieber down in a 4-3 game. 24.5 minutes remain in this one. We'll step aside on 91.1 The Globe and on the Go Leafs live stream. Welcome back here on 91.1 The Globe and on the Go Leafs live stream. Bodstieber is on his feet and now moved to the sideline. Looked like he got hit in the right side of his head. Tristan Schmucker enters the game for the Maple Leafs, and we are currently sitting at 24.5 minutes remaining in this one. 4-3 the score for the Pilots. Ball back in play. Pilots possession at the top of their own 18. Far side, it's Smith. Noting. A quick press from the Maple Leafs. Back to Fadi, who goes back to Jones. Jones back to Fadi. Fadi, top of the 18, sends it with a right boot to midfield and goes out. Back to the Maple Leafs.
24 minutes remaining in the second half. Pilots have a 4-3 lead over the Maple Leafs.
Gallo with it, working back towards his own goal. Here's Fonseca. Sends it with the right foot. Ashelman was offside, so he had to pull back. And is still called offsides, even though he wasn't 20 feet from the ball. But we're back into play now. Jones advancing to midfield for the Pilots. Goes to Noting. Pass on the ground up ahead to Mugala, back to Dos Santos. All the way back to Fadi, top of his own 18. Dos Santos, the recipient of the pass from Jones. Oliveira near side. Pilots milking the clock, back to Fadi in his own goal. Far side of the field, Jones. The Pilots really holding the ball here. Fadi, top of his 18. Now sends it with a right foot to Smith. All the way up to Alamanji. Almeida cuts it off for the Maple Leafs, back line of defense, and clears it out of bounds. Far side of the field, Pilots will keep possession with a throw-in. It'll be Smith to throw in. Goes back towards midfield. Jones with it. Noting ahead to Santiago, the opening goal scorer of tonight's contest. Santiago still with it. Mugala working towards the 18. A nice interception from Eichenberger, and a foul finally called. Gallo will have the free kick and sends it long. Looking for Bontrager. Bontrager heads it back to Stuart Ashelman, near side in front of Maple Leaf bench. Ashelman putting on some moves, and a foul. Oliveira was active in the first half, had 3 fouls, and his 4th will finally draw a yellow card on him, so he's now in the score sheet with a yellow card of his own.
21:33 on the clock here. Pilots have a 4-3 lead over the Maple Leafs.
Gallo, near side. Maple Leafs trying to load the box up a little bit more. They've got 6 in. It's up. No possession. Bratcher gets a foot on it and will go out. Substitution now for the Maple Leafs.
Coming in for the Maple Leafs, number 25, Manuel Castillo.
Manny Castillo from Goshen High School. Believe it or not, played some baseball with him my freshman year of high school. Rather, maybe my sophomore year of high school, but I know Manny personally. We're back into play. The freshman enters now for the Maple Leafs as the ball is back in for the Pilots. Near side Jones, all the way back to Fadi. Fadi will advance it up the far side to Alamanji. Bratcher chases, intercepts at midfield. Bayless, Schmucker, Getsai, Bontrager. Back to Bratcher on the far side, out wide. Bratcher intercepted by Nunez. Here's Noting to Alamanji. Alamanji Almeida have a Battle for the ball. Nobody can get possession. Alamanji still with it. Cut off by Bayless. Noting heads it. Getsai fouls.
20 minutes remaining on the clock. Piles with a 4-3 lead over the Maple Leafs.
Getsai saying that's the same play that happened over there. He gets a yellow for this one. Bodstieber was not awarded, or the Pilot defender was not awarded a yellow card over here on the near side.
Yellow card issued to number 10, Getsai, for the Maple Leafs.
(4-3) to score. 20 minutes left in the second half. Smith stands over it, sends it in with a left foot. The shot attempt blocked by Castillo. Mugala intercepted by Eichenberger. Castillo wore that hard shot to the midsection. Looks like he's all right, though. Corner kick for the Pilots.
Corner kick, Pilots.
Their third now of the half. As we're under 20 minutes. Corner kick sent in by the Pilots. Bratcher clears to midfield, noting, and a foul way back in the 6-yard box where the corner took place. We've got Gallo down, holding his face, and Alamanji, I believe, down. Actually, I believe that's Clairvoy down. So we've got a pair of injuries. In this one, we'll step aside once again on 91.1 The Globe and on the Go Leafs live stream. Welcome back here on 91.1 The Globe and on the Go Leafs live stream, live from John Inglewood Athletic Complex. A pair of players went down. It was Dos Santos and Gallo, both of them back up. Looks like Gallo will re-enter. Dos Santos limping off. Looks like he will be replaced by Richard Ontiveros. Maple Leafs trail in the US 20 Highway Cup by a score of 4-3. We're under 19 and a half minutes left. Now a pair of people looking to check in.
Coming in for the Maple Leafs, number 20, Arika Ezra.
Ezra back substituting.
Ezra will check in. Gallo will be able to re-enter once the ball is put back into play. Not sure why we're not back into action. With the ref holding the ball in Pilot territory. And now we'll enter it to Ontiveros. Near side. The Pilots work. Oliveira, a high boot. Castillo, first touch of the game. Almeida clears out wide, far side. Bratcher chasing down the sideline as well as Bontrager. Jones first to it for the Pilots. Advancing to Smith, near side, or rather far side of the field in Pilot territory. Noting the 2-goal scorer from tonight back to Oliveira. Top of his own 18, far side now, Jones. Jones back to Fadi in goal. He's around the 6-yard box for the Pilots in his gold uniform. A turnover, near turnover, now is a turnover. Ashelman is offsides.
Offside, Maple Leafs.
18 minutes remaining here. Pilots have a 4-3 lead over the Maple Leafs.
Maple Leafs looking for the equalizer, as they have done 3 times so far. They'll need a 4th if they want to have any chance in this one. Goal kick from Fadi. Almeida gets his head on it. Ontiveros turns it over to Eichenberger. Oliveira to Getzai for the Maple Leafs. And finally, he'll get a call. Noting commits and will receive a yellow. Noting will show up all over the stat sheet. He's got 2 goals and now a yellow card to add to his accomplishments. Maple Leafs will have possession in the mid-circle, just in Pilot territory. Actually, excuse me, just in Maple Leaf territory. So they are on their side of midfield. Schmucker will attempt the free kick. Schmucker puts it up and to the 18-yard box, cut off by a Pilot. Ezra there for the Maple Leafs to corral. He'll take a right foot shot. It's wide and left.
With the shot.
Maybe not the best shot selection there. Looks like they could have maybe tried to work it in and work for a better shot. Weren't able to do so there.
Replacing Fracture.
Coming in for the Maple Leafs, number 8, Felipe Gallo. Replacing Bratcher.
Far side of the field. Alamanji at midfield. Bayless able to hold him off and wins one. Far side for the Maple Leafs. Bayless enters to Bontrager. Jones all the way back to Fadi, top of his 18. The Pilot goalkeeper sends one near side to midfield to Ontiveros. Ball back into play. Nunez, right foot kick to the far side of the 18. Bayless wins but can't corral and will go out far side for a throw-in for the Pilots. Fairly deep in Maple Leaf territory are the Pilots, near the 18-yard box, even with it rather. Alamanji. Jones, stolen away. The counter from the Maple Leafs. Noting it, able to knock it away, but turned right back over. Gallo, taken down from behind. No foul. Near side, Ontiveros, working in Maple Leaf territory. Nunez. Jones, far side. Nunez. Oliveira. Ahead to Ontiveros. Looking for Mugala, who just fell down. Pilots still with it near side in front of their own dugout. Oliveira. Near side, working in Maple Leaf territory. Gallo tried to intercept, was unable to do so. Oliveira still working. Now turns it over. Bayless tried to advance up to Bontrager, turned it back over. Nunez with it now, and we're under 15 minutes left in this one. Far side of the field are the Pilots. Jones, noting, working it in their own territory are the Pilots. Nunez, near side. Playing a little keep away now, noting. Back to Nunez, all the way back to Fadi in his own 18. Far side, they swing it to Jones. Jones advances. Pilots now into Maple Leaf territory. It is Smith. Far side, he looks for Alamanji. He wins. Cross in. Eichenberger first touch. Closes quickly on Mugala. And a nice defensive one-on-one work by Henrique Eichenberger.
14 minutes, 17 seconds remaining here in the second half. Pilots have a 4-3 lead over the Maple Leafs.
Getsai hurt and asking for a sub. They'll send Bratcher back in to get
Bratcher back in.
Christian
for
Getsai. Pilots will have it. Even with the 18-yard box, near side of the field, under 14 minutes remain. Maple Leafs trail 4-3 in this one. Another Maple Leaf hurt. This one, Eichenberger. Looked like he fell on his own, so sometimes those are the worst injuries, as you sprain or tweak something like that. Hopefully not too serious. Maybe just a cramp even. Gabe, 14 minutes left in this one. Maple Leafs trail 4-3. What are they going to have to do in order to try and flip this one back to even?
Well, it seems like the Pilots are just trying to waste time here. They really got to get a possession, put a lot of pressure on the goalie, and maybe catch them while they're slacking, trying to waste time.
I think one thing working for the Maple Leafs is the Pilots are being select with their attacks, but if they're able to get one and counter it quickly, maybe that'll be a nice opportunity for Bontrager or Ashelman in the open space to try and work and even this one at 4. The first game of the Maple Leaf soccer team's 2020 season. Eichenberger is back up. Pilots will have a corner kick, their 4th of the half. Make it their 6th of the game. Near side, deep in the corner, are the Pilots. Left-footed corner is up into the box. Bayless clears for the Maple Leafs. Bratcher and Ezra give chase, along with Noting for the Pilots, and he actually wins this one. Noting, a nice slide tackle from Bratcher, takes it right out from under his feet. Ezra crosses over, far side, up ahead to Ashelman, who was onside. He gets around him, and he's going to be offsides. The ref on the far side was not even with the play and then ran all the way back down and held up the flag. But it was a one-on-one. Actually, it wasn't even a one-on-one. The goalkeeper, Fadi, was all the way out. Ashelman got around him. It had a one-on-one with no goalie, which you have to think Ashelman, who's that talented offensively, wins those.
Yeah, well, I agree with that. He had a wide-open goal. It seems like the ref just took that away from him. 13:07 remaining on the game clock. Pilots have a 4-3 lead.
Free kick from the Pilots, won by Bayless. Pilots do retain possession, but turned back over. Bayless will enter via throw-in, far side, even with his own 18. Gets to Bratcher, who's shoved to the ground, no call. Nice interception from behind from Schmucker. Maple Leafs trying to counter. This is when they're at their best. Nunez intercepts the pass intended for Stuart Ashelman. Now here are the Pilots trying to work the clock a little bit. Fadi, top of his own 18. Hasn't been very active, the Pilot goalkeeper in this second half. Fadi to the 6-yard box. Bontrager applying a little bit of pressure. Jones, far side. advancing. Gets ahead to Alamanji. He's got speed and tries to use it here. Gets to Smith. He's even with the 18, crosses it in to the top of the 18. Turned over. Eichenberg. Here is the Maple Leafs counterattack. Eichenberg. Pointing, give direction. Gives to Bontrager. It's a one-on-one with him and Nunez. Crosses. Ashelman in the box. Slides and goes right into the hands of Fadi. Those are the sorts of opportunities the Maple Leafs are going to have to try and capitalize on in this second half in the closing minutes.
11 and a half minutes remaining here. I don't know how many more of those opportunities they're going to get.
Jones directing traffic in the Pilots' back half. Fadi swings it near side. Oliveira advances to Ontiveros. Ontiveros near side across the midfield. Fonseca will corral in his own 18. Maple Leafs look to counterattack here. Fonseca, big boot to Smith on the Pilots. Schmucker tries to win it. And now Bontrager does win it. Nearly wins it, rather, I should say. Pilots kick back to Fonseca. Puts the left foot to it. Looking for Bontrager. Chested by Eichenberger. He's into Pilot territory. Here's Ezra at midfield. Goes back to Almeida. All the way to Bayless far side. Maple Leafs still working in their own half. Bratcher makes a move at midfield. Turns it over. But wins it back. Ezra hammered. No call. And now a late whistle. And after the play, Bratcher looked like he got stepped on by a Pilot defender. No call. Looks like a sub getting set to check in for the Pilots. Maple Leafs with a free kick. I believe it is Ashelman. Right foot into the 18. It's loose, and another foul called this time on Nunez. Maple Leafs chipping away, trying to advance and crack this 4-3 deficit to equalize in the closing minutes of this half. As we approach 9 o'clock in real time, upper 60s at the John Ingoldt Athletic Complex, Maple Leafs will take their free kick. Ashelman and Gallos stand over this one. Eichenberger fades away. Ashelman chips in, top of the 18. Mugala now has it. Pilot defender down. Ezra shoved from behind. No call. Chaos on the field. Pilots wanted a whistle.
Offside.
And an offsides. Ref's going to stop play. Talks to Victor Newberg. Ref telling him to stop doing something sternly. Under 8.5 minutes now. Fadi, the Pilot keeper, sent to enter this one back into play. Maple Leafs trail 4-3 in the US 20 Highway Cup. Haven't won in 5 years against this Pilot team. Fadi enters near side. Near side. Here is Ezra. Wins it for the Maple Leafs. He's tripped up. Nunez, Gallo, chase. Mugala wins it for the Pilots. Nunez near side to Ontiveros. Goes back to Nunez. He clears it up ahead, and offsides is the call by Mugala.
Offside, Bethel.
Bethel with only their second or third offsides called tonight. 7:40 left in this one, 4-3 Pilot advantage. Fonseca looking for Bontrager and Bratcher. Ball is loose at midfield. Schmucker wins it and gives chase now. Noting wins it for the Pilots, far side, and they go back into their own territory. Jones up ahead, advances to midfield. Alamanji and Bayless give chase. Ball out at midfield. Maple Leafs take possession.
7 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the game. Pilots have a 4-3 lead over the Maple Leafs.
Ball is entered and picked up by the Pilots. Almeida, nice defense to slow the counter. Ball goes back to the Pilots at midfield. Substitution now for the Pilots.
Coming in for the Pilots, number 14, Rolson Clairvoy.
Coming in for Mugala, looks to be a defensive sub, as the Pilots look to hold the Maple Leafs off the board for the final 6.5 minutes in this one. Maple Leafs trail 4-3. Far side, ball is back into play. Eichenberger. Bontrager fighting for it amongst a pair of Pilots, won by Bethel. Up ahead, one-on-one, a nice save from Fonseca. If he didn't get there, the Pilots had a sure goal. Fonseca advances. Schmucker touches Stuart Ashelman. He's hit from behind and fouled. A stoppage by the ref. Maple Leafs unhappy with no card there, but now they'll get time to stop and set up a free kick in Pilot territory. It'll be Gallo and Eichenberger standing over it. A pair of options to send this one into the 18-yard box for the Maple Leafs to try and score the equalizer. Game 1 of the 2020 Crossroads League season for either side. Gallo, right foot chip shot into the 18-yard box. Almeida gets it, but cleared by the Pilots. Schmucker cuts off the counterattack, and a foul is called.
.5:20 remaining in the game. Pilots hold their 4-3 lead over the Maple Leafs.
Gallo sends it with a right foot to Eichenberger. Crosses, but it's caught by Fadi. And he's laying on it to try and kill 5 minutes of time. He rolls this one out to Smith on the far side of the field. Pilots advancing towards midfield. They are now across. And possession stays with the Pilots. Far side of the field. Smith gets it back in. Bayless, first one to touch it. Smith with it and sends it back to Jones now. Maple Leafs going to have to start applying some pressure here. And they do. They win it. It's Ezra and Bratcher. Now Bayless. Gallo taken down hard and fouled. Stoppage of time. Pilots really racking up the aggressive tackles, which you would have to think are going to start leading to cards as the Maple Leafs are trying to form a comeback. They trail 4-3 as we're now approaching the 4-minute mark in the second half. Gallo again stands in front of this one. Maple Leafs starting to load the box. They've got 6 in including Bayless far side. Castillo and Fonseca, the only ones back. Gallo sends it with a right foot into the 18-yard box. Oliveira gets ahead on it. Ontiveros clears for the Pilots. And Bayless cuts it down, trying to win it back, but the quick recovery from Santiago and the Pilot attack, able to win it back. Near side, it's Ontiveros. Alamanji, near side, working on Eichenberger, and chips this one into the box. Alamanji, or rather, Almeida missed it, leading to Clairvoy. Here's the Maple Leaf counter. The boot from the right foot of Fonseca, headed by Bontrager. He gets first touch, places it nicely to Stuart Ashelman. Ashelman turns it over. Tried to quickly advance and turned it over. Castillo to Schmucker. In Maple Leaf territory are the Maple Leafs defenders trying to work a counterattack. We're now approaching the 3-minute mark. Bayless ahead to Bratcher. Maple Leafs win it. Ezra far side. He's pushed down from behind and fouled. Gallo. 5 yards in Pilot territory, far side of the field. He's going to take it with a right foot and try and get this one near the 18-yard box. He does. Bontrager looked like he had the first touch, noting. Will take it. Fonseca has it now for the Maple Leafs. Almeida, far side of the field. Gallo. Maple Leafs gonna have to get something working. Here's Eichenberger, has a run. He's at the top of the 18. He shoots! He scores with the left foot. Henrique Eichenberger, the equalizer here in the 90, or rather in the 86th minute of this one. Henrique Eichenberger puts it in with a left foot. Maple Leafs come back from 1 down once again and tie the game at 4 apiece with the Bethel Pilots. Maple Leafs with the equalizer. Pilots will have it. Maple Leafs, after goals, have been electric on offense. Let's see if they can spark something and close this one out. 4-all as we approach the 2-minute mark in this one. Far side of the field. Knocked away by Bayless. Pilots there to recover. Bayless fighting with it and wins it back.
Just under 2 minutes, game's tied at 4.
Back into play. A tackle at midfield. Up ahead, Santiago and the Pilots, top of the 18. Here is Fonseca. Puts it in front of Pilot bench, and they will have it. Stoppage of play at midfield as Noting was aggressively tackled. He's now on his feet.
.122 remaining here. Game's tied at 4.
1:22 left. Clock is stopped as Noting was injured at midfield. Here's the throw in near side. It's Ontiveros. Castillo taken down and fouled.
Yeah, that was a flop, Will. No question in my mind.
You got to sell it, and Castillo did exactly that. Wins a big ball because Santiago was open with space near the 18-yard box. So a nice win from Manny Castillo. Free kick for the Maple Leafs. 1 even left in this one. The boot from Eichenberger. It's good. Ashelman chases. He's outside the 18. He's in the 18. Is out, and it's a goal kick.
45 seconds remaining
First
here.
goal in the 88th minute scored by
Now, the Pilots did score in the first half. 36 seconds left. They did have a setup, but the Maple Leafs need to be very cautious of that. Here is Oliveira to Ontiveros. Pilots at midfield. A right boot up ahead. Castillo heads it back to Eichenberger. Noting, looked like a handball, but they will just award Maple Leafs with possession with 20 seconds left. Maple Leafs probably going to play this one out so they don't turn it over and have a mishap. They're going to be happy with taking this one 4-4 the score.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Gaia will hold.
0.
The score even at 4. We'll step aside and come back on 91.1 The Globe and on the Go Leafs live stream. Welcome back here on 91.1 The Globe, your station for Maple Leaf Athletics. We're going to overtime in the first game of the season. 4-4 the score in a battle for the US 20 Highway Cup. Pilots have been up almost all this game, on top by 1. Maple Leafs continue to equalize, and they did so there in the 88th minute by Henrique Eichenberger. It's now tied at 4. We will play 2 10-minute overtime periods. If a goal is scored, it is golden goal. Therefore, the first to score wins. If nobody scores in that 2 10-minute periods, the game will end in a draw. 2:35 left until the start of this one. Gabe, the Maple Leafs with 2 goals in that second half. It was by Bayless first to tie it at 3, and then by Eichenberger to tie it at 4. What do the Maple Leafs need to do coming into this period? Do you think they have the advantage in terms of momentum?
Yes, 100%. They have their momentum. They need to use it. Score quick. Don't let Bethel get a chance to breathe. Keep it on Bethel's side of the field and really just try and end it while you're up.
I would agree with that statement. I think that the Maple Leafs have been more aggressive because they had to, because of the trying to equalize. But the Pilots, every time the Maple Leafs have scored the next goal. So that's the one thing the Maple Leafs have going against them in this one. It's going to be a very entertaining final 20 minutes. We're going to step aside and come back with overtime action on 91.1 The Globe and on the Go Leafs live stream. Welcome back here on 91.1 The Globe and on the Go Leafs live stream. My name is William Troyer, joined by Gabe Kermode. Bonus soccer in Game 1 of the Goshen College men's soccer season. We're all square at 4 against Bethel University, live from the John Engel Athletic Complex, headed to the first of 2 10-minute periods and overtime. Winner will be decided by first goal. If nobody can score in these 2 10-minute periods, rather, it will end in a draw. Maple Leafs are hot. They just scored. It was a goal by Eichenberger in the 88th minute to equalize the game at 4. Pilots look to try and do what they've done all night, which is score the goal following a Maple Leaf goal. So that's where we stand right now. Pilots will be going from right to left. Maple Leafs going left to right. Pilots will have possession to begin the first of 2 overtime periods, each one lasting 10 minutes. 4-4 the score as we approach 9:20 Eastern time. At midfield, entering will be Matias Santiago, the first goal scorer of the night. And now we are switching sides. It's tough for the goalkeeper. They got to run the whole length of the field.
It's okay. They're conditioned.
They really are. A lot of off-season training, trying to be done virtually mostly, but once they were back on campus, both sides, I'm sure, are putting in a lot of hard work to try and get to mid-season form in your first game. Normally, in a regular season like schedule, they would be in mid-season form currently, but due to the virus, this is Game 1 of a Crossroads League only schedule. Ball is in play. Near side. It's Alamanji and Eichenberger. Fight for it, won by the Pilots. They'll have the first throw-in of this overtime period. Noting, the recipient of the Alamanji throw-in. Alamanji goes to Noting. A nice give and go. Manny Castillo, a nice slide tackle to win a goal kick. Sven Badstieber, the Maple Leaf senior anchor, is out with a head injury as he knocked heads midway through the second half. So the Maple Leafs, with a lot of new faces in here, relying on them to score in overtime. Fonseca puts the right foot to it, advances across midfield. Nunez of the Pilots wins it. Schmucker there to Corral. Here is Stuart Ashelman. Near side. Turns it over. Noting and Ashelman at midfield. Fight for it. Noting wins it for the Pilots. He goes back and turns it over. Eichenberger works around one. Eichenberger out wide to Bontrager. He'll have a cross opportunity. Puts it up with a left foot. The ball is still loose in the 18. Cleared away momentarily by the Pilots. And it rolls out and will go to the Maple Leafs. They'll throw in. Back to Schmucker. Schmucker puts it to the top of the 18, knocked away from, or rather by Oliveira. Here is Manny Castillo. Turns it over. Wins it back. Here is Eichenberger. He's across midfield into Pilot territory. Stuart Ashelman, one-on-one in the out, working towards the 18. Gets around at 3, is in the 18. Puts it to Bontrager, just a little outside of his hands. Clairvoy clears. Here's Bratcher, and a handball. Eichenberger, I believe, cramping again. I think he cramped over there the first time. He's being stretched out right now with another cramp.
7:52 remaining in the first overtime period. Game's tied at 4. Eichenberger's back up.
Fadi, the Pilot goalkeeper, stands over it, waiting a free kick. Eichenberger will hobble over and check in. Actually, now looks like he will be replaced.
Juan Calvo.
Checking in for Eichenberger.
Gabe, and again, another inexperienced player coming in for a very experienced player in Calvo, a freshman out of Ligonier, Indiana, played at West Noble, so we'll see how he works in this very crucial overtime period. Fadi puts it right to Calvo. Calvo wins a header, but pushed from behind, so will be a free kick in Maple Leaf territory for the Pilots. One of the Pilot goals came out of a free kick set. Not quite here, but they've been a nice set team from these positions so far. They've got Smith, the left-footed kicker, standing in. Puts it up with the left foot, kicks it on the ground. A shot is kicked away and cleared by the Maple Leafs. A nice save from Fonseca and a good clearance.
Fonseca with the save.
Clairvoy. Pilots with it, far side in Maple Leaf territory. They still have possession. Go back to Smith. Smith puts it back up, left foot into the box. Almeida clears it, and here come the Maple Leafs on the counter. Here is Ezra, the speedy, short player for the Maple Leafs. Ashelman now with it. He's at the near side. Tries to weave, unable to do so. Calvo here now goes to Ezra, turns it over. Nunez advances. Bayless defending tightly on the Pilots, and they'll go back into the defensive half of their field. Now Pilots back into Maple Leaf territory. Here's Clairvoy at the midfield spot. Sends it up ahead to Almeida, the speedy player. Just too far ahead. Looked like he wasn't fully sprinting for that one, so a turnover in Maple Leaf territory. Here's Calvo. Calvo, push from behind and foul. Gallo with the free kick. Gallo still arguing with the referee. Wants it 3 feet in front of where he has it. 5:35 left in the first overtime period. 4-all as the shots are in favor of the Maple Leafs now. 13-11. Gallo sends this one up looking for the speedy Stuart Ashelman. Headed, cleared, and out by Ontiveros. Maple Leafs have possession in Bethel Pilot territory. Bontrager loses it, but will still stay with the Maple Leafs. Here's Calvo. Throws it in, looking for Bontrager and or Ashelman. Here's Clairvoy trying to counter. Bayless, nice, stops it, but goes right to Nunez. Nunez working through a pair of Maple Leafs. Sends it out wide to Smith. Now here's Almeida. A nice head to clear it, and now Ezra with it for the Maple Leafs. He's running, and the ref intercepts it at midfield. He'll stop play and allow the Maple Leafs to have possession at midfield. Far side of the field is Bayless. He advances to Bratcher. Bratcher working at midfield, taken from behind, but is fouled.
4:25 remaining here in the first overtime period. Game's still tied.
It's been heavily possessed in this overtime period by the Pilots. The Maple Leafs trying to shift some momentum right here. I believe that's Gallo standing over on the far side, just a couple steps inside midfield. He goes to Bayless. Bayless with a score tonight. He chips it into the box. Bratcher headed up by the Pilots. Ashelman there to try and win it, but I believe Clairvoy will come away with this one for the Pilots. He turns it quickly back over to Castillo. Bayless plays it up ahead. One back by the Pilots and stolen quickly. Schmucker thought Bratcher was running. Bratcher not on the same page, and they turn it right back over to the Pilots. Jones to Smith out wide at midfield. Now they're into Maple Leaf territory. They chip it ahead to Santiago. Nice give and go, and now they've got numbers. Here is the Pilots attack. They're at the top of the 18. A shot off the right foot, just wide from the Maple Leafs, or rather from the Pilots. Pilots definitely with more opportunities in this first overtime period than the Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs kind of on the back of their heels. Pilots seem fairly confident in their offensive attack. Maple Leafs going to need to try and get something going. Maple Leafs a little bit injury-ridden tonight. They've got Getzai on the bench with an injury, Bodstieber on the bench with an injury, and Eichenberger on the bench with injury. They've got 3 freshmen playing in their first Maple Leaf game in a 4-4 tie with the Bethel University Pilots. We're back to play with Schmucker at midfield. A poor kick and turns it over. Castillo, a nice header to stop the run, and now goes to Eichenberger in his own, or rather Fonseca in his own 18-yard box. Looking for Bratcher out wide. Bratcher plays it off his shoulder and loses it out of bounds on the far side. Maple Leafs give possession back to the Pilots.
Two minutes, 10 seconds remaining here.
Far side of the field, Pilots in their own half of the territory. Go back up ahead looking for Noting. Noting working and turns it over. Was looking for a give and go and did not get it. He gave, but his teammate did not go. Schmucker. Bayless turns it over off of a throw-in, just simply threw it in wrong. Pilots win it back in Maple Leaf territory. Bayless makes up for it and kicks it away, but stays with the Pilots. A now stop of play as we've got Jose Barquin rolling around on the ground with a ankle injury apparent. 1:29 left in the first overtime period. 2 10-minute periods. Winner by way of golden goal. 4-4. Bayless intercepts the throw-in, and now Maple Leafs will clear. Bontrager gives chase. The speedy Bontrager. Nunez goes back to goalkeeper Fadi. Fadi sends it with a right foot near side towards the Pilot bench. A nice stop by Calvo. Gallo and Noting fight for it, and a foul. Pretty weak foul in terms of what we've seen tonight. 55 seconds left. Maple Leafs now just trying to hold the Pilots out of the back of the net for 50 seconds to survive to the next overtime period. Here's Smith, the left foot player. Pilots load the box up. They'll move towards the goal. His left foot shot hooking towards the middle. Ball is loose. In goal. Fonseca stops it and steals it. He's going to try and counter. And a foul. Rather, on a goal kick, a Pilot defender wore it to the side of the head. They'll stop time with 28 seconds left. I think he was intentionally doing that, and then once the ref stopped it, he said, "Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Incidental contact." Ref wasn't buying it.
28 seconds remaining here in the first overtime period. Maple Leafs looking to get something going in this game.
One more for the fourth.
Fonseca sends it down with a right foot. He's got a heck of a boot on him. Gets it to the first touch, won by the Pilots. Here's Schmucker, a quick interception. Goes to Stuart Asherman. Stuart Asherman, a nice play around. He's going to try and push for one more goal. He's fouled in Pilot territory. They're going to stop time with 22 seconds left. No stoppage of time. Now they're going to stop time with 17 seconds left, allowing the Maple Leafs a chance to set up their offense. Maple Leafs probably going to load up a handful of players here. They've got Bratcher, Almeida, Bayless. Loading it up. Here is Stuart Ashelman standing over. He's got his right foot ready to send this one into the box in the first overtime period with 15 seconds left. He puts it up with a right foot. He was trying to score it and hooked it too much and will go out just wide to the near side. And that will most likely end the first overtime. It will.
5, 4.
Fadi will hold, and we are headed to a second 10-minute overtime to be decided by way of golden goal. That's
10
coming
more
up
minutes,
next
Golden goal.
on 91.1 The Globe and on the Go Leafs live stream. Welcome back here on 91.1 The Globe and on the Go Leafs live stream. We are here for Goshen College men's soccer action as they look to break the deadlock of 4 apiece. We're headed into the second portion of the 20-minute overtime with a 10-minute overtime set to begin momentarily. Maple Leafs have come back, have been fighting back this whole game. They were down 1-0, came back and tied it at 1. They were down 2-1. Came back, tied it at 2. They were down 3-2. They came back and tied it at 3. And then in the 88th minute, Henrique Eichenberger equalized it at 4 apiece. And now through 10 minutes of overtime, no scores, and we are headed to the second of 10 minutes. If no one scores in this overtime, we end it in a draw. Gabe, who do you see having the upper hand entering this second half of the overtime?
I think the Maple Leafs do. You know, they're at home. They got the whole Mennonite Madness thing going over there. Fans are loud. And, I mean, I think the Pilots expected to score a goal and go home and didn't get it. Everyone's tired. If anyone's going to get it, it's going to be the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, this much playing time in games, it almost just seems like a draw is near inevitable. Of course, avoiding a big screw-up by any team. But for the Maple Leafs, they're down a handful of players. Sven Bodstieber left the game early. Uriel Macias did not suit up for tonight's game. Henrique Eichenberger has been out with an ankle injury, as well as Christian Getzai. So currently, the Maple Leafs playing a lot of inexperienced players. They've got Manny Castillo and Juan Calvo, 2 freshmen in the back line of defense in their biggest spot in college career in Game 1 against their arch rival in Bethel University. Maple Leafs will start with possession. It's Lucas Bontrager. He's got 2 goals of his own in this one. On pace, well on pace to score another 12 like he did a season ago. Stuart Ashleman has got 2 assists. He's on pace to well past his assist total of last season of 4. Maple Leafs will start with possession. Lucas Bontrager facing to his left and gives to Eichenberger. They're going to go for a quick shot off the start to Chase Bratcher far side. It's intercepted and broken up by the Pilots. Maple Leafs in Pilot territory. Tristan Schmucker goes ahead. And now the Pilots will stop it. Here's Alamanji. He's got speed. Bayless gives chase. Bayless cuts it off and loses it. Alamanji's into the 18 and crosses to absolutely nobody. Rolls out in front of their own bench. Pilot throw-in. Alamanji couldn't handle. Almeida sends it high in the sky right to midfield. It's out of bounds. Stays with the Pilots. Here's the throw-in from Smith. Bayless cuts it off with the chest. Bayless still with it, goes to Ashelman at midfield. Ashelman working his way towards the middle. Ashelman with nice footwork. He trips over the ball. Speaking of which, back ahead. Noting. Fonseca sends it back to midfield. Ezra there to apply pressure. Pilots win it, though, at the midfield circle. Almeida heads it away from Alamanji. Here's Smith deep into Maple Leaf territory. Keeps it in. Gallo gives chase, and it will go out for a goal kick. They're going to say it was deflected. Yes, it will be a goal kick for the Maple Leafs. Nice defensive effort from Felipe Gallo. And as I mentioned, Eichenberger was hurt. He is back in, but now a Pilot is cramping or just sitting. I cannot tell. At the top of the 18-yard box for the Maple Leafs. They're calling for a sub, and they will get one. Jose Barquin trots out and will be replaced from the Pilots. Checking in will be Mugala. Fonseca has it placed at his 6-yard box. He'll send it with a right foot, probably past midfield, and does so. Looking for Ezra. Schmucker there to get the second touch. Noting tries to advance it. Manny Castillo gives chase, but Fonseca there to cut it off. He's going to try and quickly advance, and does to Bratcher. Bratcher plays it to himself. Couldn't quite corral Clairvoy for the Pilots, trying to counter. He's triple teamed on the far side and loses it. Bratcher tried to clear it, but kicked it right off of Ezra's foot. Mugala, the recipient of the pass, and now the Pilots are into the 18-yard box across. Almeida tried to clear it and didn't quite clear it with all of his leg, and sent it right over the top of the goal, which could have been an own goal, which would have been devastating to lose like that. A corner kick awarded to the Pilots, the first of overtime for either side. 7:20 remains. Second overtime period. Smith, the lefty, puts it up. It's in the box, top of the 18. Noting, shoots. A diving save from Fonseca. Fonseca quickly going to try and make it a 3-on-3 push, and does, sending it with a right foot, falling to his right. Bontrager with the first touch. Intercepted by Nunez for the Pilots. Almeida plays it nicely and gets around Bayless. Almeida working on Gallo. He's even with the 18, crosses it in with the left foot. Eichenberg gives chase, clears, and is fouled.
Eichenberger.
A stoppage of play in the 18-yard box. Again, 2 players down. It's Henrique Eichenberger and Santiago for the Pilots. 6:32 remain. 4-4 in the US 20 Highway Cup. Maple Leafs trying to snap a 5-game losing streak against the Pilots, dating all the way back to 2015. We're deadlocked at 4. If nobody scores in this final 6:30, we end in a draw. Fonseca sends it low with a right foot. Bontrager puts a knee to it, and now Bayless gives chase. At midfield, he'll let it roll out, and it'll be a throw-in. Bayless throws it deep to Stuart Ashelman in Maple Leaf territory. Ashelman working around 3. A nice interception from Nunez. Bayless stops the counter to Almeida, who sends it back to Gallo, and is cleared. Throw-in for the Pilots. Oliveira, near side, into Maple Leaf territory. A nice tackle from Gallo. Noting to Alamanji. Puts it to Santiago. Chips it up to Noting. Noting in the 18. And a stoppage. Gallo cramping.
Get this team some bananas, Will. They've been cramping all over the place.
Banana and pickle juice is what the Maple Leafs need. To be fair, in their defense, though, they are playing 20 minutes longer than expected, which does tend to take a toll on legs in a game ran by legs. Gallo up to his feet, limping around. Probably will get subbed out. as a fan screams, "Get this guy some mustard and banana." Gallo will stay in the game. Fonseca now places it in his own 18 and sends it long. Bratcher, first touch, tried to directionally hit it towards Bontrager with his head, unable to do so. Here's Nunez. Turns it over in their own territory. Maple Leafs have possession now in Pilot territory. Approaching 9:45 Eastern Time. 5:10 left in this one. 4-4 deadlock. Here is Eichenberger, far side. Even with the 18, it's Bratcher. Bratcher tried to drop it off to Eichenberger, just too far in front of him. Bratcher, nice defensive play. He still has it near the 18. It's now won back by the Bethel Pilots and cleared. Will be a throw-in for the Maple Leafs deep in Pilot territory.
4:49 remaining here.
Here's Ezra. Is fouled from behind from Mugala. This going to allow the Maple Leafs to set things up. 4:30 remain in this one. It's Gallo. He'll stand over it. Maple Leafs with 5 in the box. Gallo can end it right here. A goal will end this one. 4-4 tie. 4:10 left. Gallo chips it to Eichenberger. He's in the 18. Left foot shot! Hits the left side of the goal. Looked like it went in. Does not count. Fadi clears it. Bayless there to try and place it to Bontrager. Unable to do so. Gallo heads it back up, looking for Bontrager. Cleared again by the Pilots. Good defensive effort from Almeida. Here's Oliveira. Near side Smith. Both teams look very tired as we approach the 3:30 mark. Smith gives to Alamanji. Nice defensive effort from Luke Bayless to stop the counter. It'll be a throw-in near side for the Pilots. Gallo, nice effort defensively. Olvera still has it. Bayless, Schmucker now for the Maple Leafs clears. A throw-in quickly from the Pilots. Here's Smith, stolen away by the Maple Leafs. They're going to run. Ezra trying to get it to Bontrager. He does! It's Lucas Bontrager. A one-on-one in the 18 leaves it for Stuart Ashman just outside of his reach. What another opportunity the Maple Leafs had again. .301 left. Time is stopped for a pair of injured players, Alamanji and Felipe Gallo. Fadi will send this one back in as soon as the ref gives him direction. 3:01 left. Looks like the advantage of momentum going towards the Maple Leafs. Each team with aggressive and capable scorers, with 4 goals in this one. Here's Fadi. Should be a goal kick because he caught it in his goal. They now roll it to Fadi, and he's going to place it back into play. 3 minutes even. Sends it long and down the near side. Finds Alamanji, the foot of Alamanji, working towards the sideline. Nice cutoff from Luke Bayless. Another big defensive stop from the Maple Leafs. Here's Smith, though, still in Maple Leaf territory, puts a left foot to it. Top of the 18, off the chest of Mugala. Ezra gives chase for the Maple Leafs. They'll reset all the way back out to Ontiveros. Almeida gets ahead to stop the 18-yard box pass attempt from the Pilots. And a foul. They're going to stop time once again. 2:17 left in a golden goal situation. Both teams opening up their Crossroads League schedule in a battle for the US 20 Highway Cup. Smith stands over it for the Pilots. He's 30 yards out of the 18-yard box. Maple Leafs set up a two-person wall with Ezra and Schmucker. Clock still not running, 2:17. We're all tied at 4. Here's Smith. Drops it off to Jones. Jones out wide to Alamanji. Even with the 18-yard box near side. Crosses, sends it into the box with a right foot. The header right to Fonseca. Let's see if the Maple Leafs try and counter. They will. Here's Fonseca sending it long to Lucas Bontrager. Bratcher gives chase. Is slide, tackle, and fouled.
1:53 remaining.
Ref gonna stop the quick attempt to enter the ball from the Maple Leafs, so they will now reset, let the Pilots get back downfield with 1:51 left. 4-4 in the U.S. Highway 20 Cup. If no goal is scored, we end in a draw. Neither side wants it. Gallo stands over this one with a right foot. He'll send it into the 18-yard box. It's up. It'll be a goal kick from the Pilots. Here is Fadi. Right foot sends it long, near side looking for Alamanji. Bayless puts his knee to it. And now the Maple Leafs trying to counter. Here's Ezra. He's across midfield. Sends it out wide to Bratcher. Bratcher sends it looking for Bontrager. Turns it over. Clairvoy. Up ahead to the Pilots trying to counter themselves. Alameda sends it back to Fonseca, who spikes it with his right foot to Alamanji. Alamanji. Cut off. Here comes Nunez and the Pilots to the top of the 18-yard box. Here's Santiago. Nice defensive play from Castillo. Ball is loose. Ezra trying to win it. Still loose. Headed by Almeida. Fight for it in Maple Leaf territory. Cleared and still in somehow. Smith gives chase to the end line and will be a goal kick for the Maple Leafs as we approach 25 seconds left.
Goal kick, Maple Leafs.
20 seconds left. Maple Leafs going to have to try one more long attempt. And they send it to midfield. Bontrager
10,
wins it.
9,
Now loses it. Sent back up. Bayless
6,
gives chase.
5, 4,
And we're going to end
2,
game 1 in a 4-4 draw. 110 minutes of action played for a 4-4 draw. We'll come back with post-game recap on 91.1 The Globe and on the Go Leafs live stream. Welcome back here on 91.1 The Globe and on the Go Leafs live stream. My name is William Troyer, joined by Gabe Kermode. 110 minutes of Goshen College men's soccer action played tonight and a draw. 4-4 tie in the U.S. Highway 20 Cup between the Bethel University Pilots and the Goshen College Maple Leafs. We send it now to Gabe for the stats. Gabe, what do you have from both sides?
So for Bethel, 14 shots, 9 on goal, 2 assists, 3 yellow cards, 4 goals, and 7 saves. Looking down their roster, Matthias Santiago had 1 goal, Clairvoy had 1, and Nodine had 2. Going over to the Maple Leafs, 16 shots, 11 on goal, 4 assists, 4 yellow cards, 4 goals allowed, and 5 saves. Looking down at their roster, Felipe Gallo had 2 goals, and Lucas Bontrager had 2 as well.
A great start to the 2020 men's soccer season for the Maple Leafs. They should be happy with this result for a couple reasons. I think with the injuries in overtime and playing with a super young team, they were able to keep this one from Bethel winning it. So I think that's a win for them. Also, throughout the game, they were down 1 goal every time. They were down 1-0, down 2-1, down 3-2, down 4-3, and they evened it every single time. So that's a moral victory from the Maple Leafs, and I think they're happy with this one as they get ready to advance their season this Saturday at Grace College. Gabe, any final thoughts on this one? What can the Maple Leafs take moving forward from this one?
Keep this attitude going into your next games. You know, you go down early, they never gave up, and they kept coming back right to the end. And if they keep that mindset and keep going, eventually it's going to work out for them.
So the Maple Leafs unable to snap their 5-game losing streak against Bethel. They'll have to settle with a draw, making it now 6 games straight where they have not beat the Bethel University Pilots, dating all the way back to October of 2015. They will have a chance on Saturday, the unusual chance where they get to play each team twice. They'll have this chance against Bethel Saturday of October 17th to try and win one against the Pilots. The Maple Leafs start their season 0-0-1. The Pilots start 1-0-1. That's going to do it for us from the John Engled Athletic Complex. For Gabe Kermode and myself, William Troyer, this has been Globe Sports, broadcast on 91.1 The Globe and on the Go Leafs live stream.